The Prophet ﷺ said, if one of you wanted to enter the bathroom, then say, Bismillah, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubuthi wal-khaba'ith. What does that mean? This is what it means. You're seeking refuge in Allah Azza wa Jal. Oh Allah, protect me from al-khubthi wal-khaba'ith. Al-khubth are the male devils. Wal-khaba'ith are the female devils. Why? Because the bathrooms are places in where the shayateen love to hang around. This is their homes and this is their hangout. So when one enters, remember to say this dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-khubthi wal-khaba'ith. Oh Allah, protect me from the female and the male devils. Then you walk in. And ulama rahimahumullah, they also mention an issue that if one was, let's say he's out in the open, in the desert, and he wanted to relieve himself, does he say this dua or not? And if he does, when does he say it? This is according to the jumhur al-ulama, the common opinion among the ulama rahimahumullah. They say that if one was out in the open, in the desert, and wanted to relieve himself, then he would say this dhikr just before he sits down to relieve himself. And the other issue is, if you've entered the bathroom and you forgot to say the dhikr, when do you say it? And ulama rahimahumullah say, as long as you haven't sat down yet, then say the dhikr. And if you have sat down and you've already began to relieve yourself, then say it in your heart and do not say it in your tongue. In no case one is supposed to leave this dhikr. For once one relieves himself and he finishes, there is two methods of how you clean yourself. Number one, the Nabi ﷺ, he teaches us something about al-istinja. Al-istinja is to clean yourself using water. Wal-istijmar, this is the other method, and that is originally it's using rocks to clean yourself. And what takes its place, like tissue paper nowadays? You have two methods. Combining the two is the best. Water and tissue, this is the best. But it's not a necessity. If you were to just clean yourself with water, that's enough. And if you were to clean yourself only with tissue paper, then that's also enough. Using both of them is the best. But you don't have to use both of them if it's not there. Once that's done, and once the person is ended, one more thing is that when you relieve yourself, let's say urinating, do not stand while urinating. It is makruh to stand. You only stand if there's a necessity for that. Otherwise, why do we say it's wrong? Because when one stands and relieves himself, there is the chance of the urine splashing back on him. As a result, his clothes become najis, and then he is not able to pray with that. So he'll pray, he's got no idea what's happening, and his salat is unacceptable. Why? Because he stood when he was urinating. Well, there's a major sin in that, for the one that's not cleaned himself properly. And Nabi ﷺ counted it as a major sin. After one is finished and he walks out, he says, and it is a sunnah of Rasulullah ﷺ to say, we'll end with this. What does he say? Ghufranaka. What does ghufranaka mean? Oh Allah, I seek your forgiveness.